You've tried it. Lying there in the dark, eyes heavy, telling yourself, this time I'll catch it. This time you'll actually feel the exact second you go from awake to asleep. And every single time you lose. Not because you fell asleep too fast. Because there's a switch in your brain that turns off the recording before the moment even happens. Most people don't notice this. They just call it falling asleep and move on. But if you're the kind of person who thinks about how you think, you've probably lain there and clocked it. You can remember the thought right before. You can remember waking up hours later. But that gap in the middle, the actual crossing from one state into the other, isn't blurry. It's not even there. It's like the tape ran out right before the part you wanted. Here's what most people assume is happening. They think the brain just powers down like a phone battery dying. One moment it's on, the next it's off, and there's nothing to remember because nothing was happening. Simple. Nothing mysterious about forgetting nothing. That assumption is wrong, and it's wrong in a way that says something bigger about you. Your hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for filing memories, doesn't quietly power down as you drift off. Research published in Cerebral Cortex Communications found the opposite happens first. In that late transition window right before sleep fully takes hold, hippocampal activity actually spikes. Your brain isn't shutting off. It's working harder than usual. Then almost immediately after it locks. Not fades, locks. You're not failing to remember that moment. Your brain is actively choosing in real time to stop writing anything down. And that should bother you a little, because it means unconsciousness isn't quiet. It's not the brain going dark. It's the brain still fully awake in some rooms and slamming the door on others. Sleep researchers at Harvard ran an experiment that makes this uncomfortably clear. Subjects played Tetris for hours, then took a nap. As they drifted towards sleep, researchers gently woke them and asked what they'd been seeing. Almost everyone described the same thing: falling blocks, geometric shapes, sliding past their eyes. Even the subjects in the study who had amnesia, who couldn't consciously recall having played Tetris at all, still reported seeing the blocks fall. Their brain had kept processing the day in full. It just never told them. So the part of you that thinks, notices, reacts, that part doesn't clock out when you close your eyes. It keeps working the whole time. It's just working in a room you don't get invited into. Here's where it gets more specific. Researchers studying hypnagogia, that borderland state between waking and sleep at MIT's Media Lab, led by Adam Horowitz, describe it as a state where thought becomes loose, associative, not constrained by the logic of full wakefulness. You're still there. You're still generating thought, image, sensation. You're just generating it in a mode your waking mind was never built to observe, let alone remember. And there's a reason for that one that goes beyond simple forgetting. Researchers studying REM sleep identified a specific cluster of neurons that activate during dreaming and send signals directly into the hippocampus, telling it not to store what's happening. A researcher at SRY International, who led that study, put it plainly. This isn't your brain running out of room. It's your brain deciding on purpose what doesn't get kept. Forgetting the moment you fall asleep isn't a glitch. It's the system working exactly as it was built to. Think about what that actually means for someone like you. You spend your whole life assuming you're the narrator of your own experience, that every thought, every moment, you're there for it, watching it happen in real time. But there's a door in your own mind that closes on you every single night on schedule without asking permission. And you don't get a vote. If you're a man who prides himself on noticing things, reading a room before anyone speaks, catching the thing nobody else caught, this one probably lands harder. You've built your whole identity around being aware, around not missing things. And here's a part of your own mind that outmaneuvers you every single night on a schedule without even trying. So here's the uncomfortable part. If your own brain can hide the most basic transition of your day from you, the line between awake and not, what makes you so confident you've got a clear view of everything else going on in there? The part that decides what to remember from a conversation and what to quietly drop. The part that edits an old memory a little more favorably every time you replay it. You're not watching any of that either. You never were. You've just never been forced to notice it before now. I used to think I could beat it. I'd lie there telling myself to stay just alert enough to catch the exact frame where thought stops and sleep starts, like if I focused hard enough, I could outlast my own biology. I never once did it. Not because I wasn't paying attention. Because the part of me doing the paying attention isn't the part with a key to that door. Somewhere underneath all of that noise, you already know something most people never stop to consider. You know your own mind isn't fully yours to watch. Some of it runs without an audience, even you. Which part of this hit you hardest, the Tetris study, or the idea that your brain edits your memory on purpose? Tell me in the comments. And if you know someone who's tried the same thing lying there in the dark, trying to catch themselves falling asleep, send them this. They'll know exactly what you mean before you finish the sentence.